What's up, guys? Today let's take a look at Romankey Go Sand. This is their first figure in their new PUPA series, and after the popularity of Sexy Eyes Manticora, they are a whole bunch of new Bug Warrior action figure, and this is one of them. And since Romankey is relatively well known, I think a lot of people are really anticipating this, and I think the end result is overall it's pretty solid. There's something that's pretty good. Well, I'll say it's really good about it. There's a couple of things that's not so good about it. So yeah, without further ado, let's take a look at the figure. First, let's get rid of the sword to have a better look at the figure. The first thing you're gonna notice is that the purple bluish metallic paint is very eye-catching. It is even more nice looking when you are looking at under natural lighting with naked eye. I don't think the camera can capture how great this looks. This looks awesome. And let's take a closer look. There are a lot of patterns on the figure. This sort of reminds me of a Japanese artist called Takayuki Takiya, and he made a couple figures with Sentinel a few years back, and they have a lot of these patterns. Of course, on those figures it is not more pronounced, and this is more subdued. And of course, let's take a look at the face. It really looks like a predator, isn't it? If he had eyes, that is. There's a magnet here. You can take the head off, but there's no eyes. I think according to the lore, this is more like a sort of like a Kamen Rider, if you guys are familiar with it, which is understandable because Kamen Rider is also very heavily insect-themed, and the whole proportion actually remind me more of a Kamen Rider or Tokusatsu suits in general, right? It's very thick and very bulky looking, contrary to, for example, Manticora here is very lean and acrobatic looking. And the chest also opens. There's magnet inside. Okay, I don't know what's the point of this outside of a nice gimmick. And also these circles looks very much like Takayuki Takiya's work. Like his action figure with Sentinel / 1000 Toys also has a lot of these circles. Yeah, there's a lot of sculpted details, and they all look very nice. And these left hand is a pre-order bonus. It's a single piece hand where you can swap out the forearms, and it's translucent. Again, under natural lighting, they're probably going to look a lot nicer. I will say though, I think one thing I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of is I think the waist is shrunk down, like the dip between the waist and the crotch piece is a bit too much. I think either the crotch piece needs to be a bit smaller or the waist needs to be a bit wider. And look at these insect feet. Yeah, it's a very unique looking figure. It's definitely not everyone's cup of tea, but if you really like this sort of theme, I think a lot of Asian collectors gonna love this. It'll look awesome on your shelves. All right, let's take a look at his articulation. The head can look up, not much, mainly because of the back of the head / helmet. They definitely should add a hinge joint here. He can't really look up that much. Look down, it's okay. Rotation 360, and toe is okay. Shoulder can go 360. no problem. Shoulder pad is on a hinge. Can go out of the way. Can go about 90 degrees. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbow. This side is, I think, a little bit worse than the, yeah, a little bit worse. And ball hinge wrist. The way they cut it is basically you can only do it this way. If you're trying to do horizontal, it's gonna be a bit harder. Okay, butterfly joint. There's a polo mechanic, and the shoulder is again sort of like a Revotech. Let's zoom in. And the butterfly range is not super good, but it's decent. Get the hand back, diaphragm joint a bit. Back is also very limited. Side is a bit limited. And rotation, yeah, you can only go about this much. Waist joint, can crunch forward this much. Back, side, and rotation 360. So combining with two joint, he still doesn't have much crunching forward. Like, this is not terrible, but it's certainly not good. Back, again, not much. Side is all right. Hip joint, there's a drop down. Okay, you can kick 90 degrees, no problem. And it doesn't have to kick to the side much, so that's good. Back is almost 90 degrees, but have to kick to the side a bit. Side kick, about 80 degrees. And cross leg, pretty good. Side swivel, can go about this much. Double jointed knee, good knee range and good knee. Okay, forgot to check the elbow. Pretty good elbow. Same go for this side. And oops. Okay. And ankle can go, I think it's okay. Backward. Forward is okay. But rocker is going to be limited. Like, there is really not much. You can rotate the ankle a bit to get a bit more, but this is not a good ankle rocker. And rotation is limited. So he doesn't have very good ankle rocker, so that really sucks. And toe hinge, good toe hinge and nice and tight. So the overall articulation is not super good. Like, especially given the price point, I would expect much better articulation, but his articulation overall is just okay. Nothing crazy here, which is a bit disappointing, again, considering the price point. All right, let's take a look at his accessories. And I forgot to mention, these are gonna stab you, okay? It's not super sharp, but if you're not careful enough, these are kind of hard. So when you're trying to handle him, be careful, okay? Because these are pointy, not soft. All right, for hand, you got 4 extra pairs. Okay, for weapons, we have seen this before. This is a pretty nasty looking long sword. The details are pretty nice, and it is pretty hard, so be careful not to break it, okay? Seems like it's painted over a translucent plastic. The second sword, also semi-translucent, very nicely painted and detailed. And the third one, this looks like a dagger. Unfortunately, all three of them cannot be held by the hand very well. Let me zoom back. It's okay, but as you can see, doesn't hold it super firmly. Like for the longer one, you can push it all the way down here, and it is firmer this way, right? This is better, but the shorter one definitely suffers. And as you can see, even the firmest, I still can get it off fairly easily. So that actually sucks. I think the way they do the gripping hand, the grip is wrong. It should be closed or like this, right? It needs to be tighter. So that's pretty disappointing. And as I said before, this is a swappable forearm, okay? There's also a smaller one. Bigger one. There's extra appendages here. Swap them is very easy. You just pull them off and swap them. Nothing crazy there. Although this looks tiny. Looks ridiculous. All right. What else? Okay. There is a appendages where you can attach. There's two peg hole on his back. You can plug either, but it's kind of easy to fall off, so I think it's pretty useless. Yeah. Did this side better? Nope, not good. You also got two smaller spike. You can attach on his back. This seemed like, well, not so good either. So you probably just want to leave it in the box. And lastly, it's attached via magnet. Is this his junk? I have no idea. Again, I don't think I'm gonna need it. So again, he's gonna stay inside of his package. And a stand. And this is something pretty interesting. I haven't taken it out of package yet, but it's a pair of gloves with Romankey's logo on it. So that's pretty interesting. I think for the price, it is not a cheap figure, so I think it should come with a bit more. For example, I think these two hands should come with right hands as well, okay? And some slash effect will be nice. And of course, the gripping hand should be much better. All right, let's take a look at the size comparison. With Sexy Eyes Manticora and Smasher, with YOLO Park and Stone Collectibles Karas, with Inar's Battle Damage Arkham Origins Batman and UPF Deathstroke, with CCS Sam Fisher and Blocky's Ultimate Cougar, with Mafek Solar Suit Superman, McFarlane Toys Hellboys, Marvel Legend Movie Wolverine, and Stone Arena Nash. with 3-0 armament and a Broadway lightwear with a NECA Persian head. So for me, in the end, this figure sort of fall in the same category as the UPF Arcanite Deathstroke, because they're all very nice looking, but the articulation leaves a bit to be desired. Although a lot of issue with Arcanite is that, like, basically the heavy armor design doesn't really allow it, and the articulation issue with this guy is, I don't know, I don't think they saw through a lot of stuff. For example, hinge here, where I'll allow a lot more looking up, and more ab crunch is definitely needed. And the way they do ankle, for example, they should definitely use the Manticora approach, right? Add a bit of a soft overlay and use a longer ball joint here. Like Manticora in general, just a lot more fun to handle compared to, see, like I said, the gripping hand is not very tight. Manticora in general, just a lot more fun to handle compared to Gosen here. Not only because he's not gonna stab you, but he is overall just much more articulated. This guy, like I said, it's not bad, and he's definitely gonna look awesome on your shelf. And if you're just doing normal poses, it should definitely be enough in terms of the articulation. But at this price point, I think a lot of us are expecting more, right? Especially coming from Romankey, which are supposed to have, I don't know, I think their design capabilities should be better than this. So I'm a little bit disappointed in that regard. Of course, more accessories at this price point is, I don't know, I don't think it is severely lacking in terms of accessories, but it's a little bit light. So yeah, for a first figure of this line, it's not bad. If I have to rate it, probably give it like a 8. But again, at this price point and for a relatively more experienced studio like Romankey, I have higher standards. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.